broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello, AfterBuzzers. Welcome back to another episode of the original Season 3, Episode 4, A Walk on the Wild Side. What other music do we have going on right now?
I don't know what the song is.
It was just A Walk on the Wild Side.
Is that yours?
It's your phone, T, is what it is.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Oh.
Guys, we're here, and it's going to be a great episode. You can see we're starting off really strong.
Read version, that's why.
It's perfect. I'm Roxy Striar. You can find me everywhere at Roxy Striar. You can find us at AfterBuzz TV, AfterBuzzTV.com, YouTube.com/AfterBuzzTV, on iTunes, on SoundCloud, and of course using the hashtag ABTV Originals. So wherever you are, leave us that 5 stars, that thumbs up, write a comment, write your questions, whatever it is, we're reading it everywhere. To my left, imitating me every second as we go, is Donald Romaine.
Woo! You can find me on Twitter at Tigris Hobbs, and I can't change that, so just tweet it.
I'm loving the sombrero look. So anyone
yeah, actually, I'm doing a throwback to this Cinco de Mayo from last year. If you watched the after shows, so the fellow host just voted that I should wear this, and I thought, I have it handy, so I should.
It's back.
I really
by
do have it
demand.
hanging in my closet. I use it all the time.
Well, you look amazing.
And that's
you.
Katie
And so
Campbell, who's responding to him with the really cool veins under the eyes.
Thank you. I'm turning into a vampire right now. I got my fangs and everything, and I can barely speak, so they're probably coming out at some point. But you can find me on Twitter at Katie E.E. Campbell. That's Katie with 3 E's, Campbell.
And Tiona Hobson, our chat mistress, who, of course, is going to pay way more attention to you guys than she will to us during the episode, and that's okay.
I have you guys up on my phone. You can follow me on Twitter at Tiona Hobson. These teeth are very hard to talk with, so I'm going to take them out right now.
Yeah, I take it back. Katie does a better job talking in the teeth. I'll give it to her. And way more important than any of us on the panel, we have a very special guest with us tonight, and it is Jaylen Moore. Thank you so much for joining us.
Woo!
Thank you, Jaylen.
They said way more important than them, so I'm like, who's behind me?
No, it's
Come
you.
on,
It's Mohinder. He's right there.
Mohinder is in the house.
I mean,
yes, I'm here. Thank you.
Yeah, Aya is pretty amazing. So if you're her, you're the one who taught her everything she knows. You are the most important person.
Dude, I taught Aya she knows what's up because of me.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Seems
Aya,
like it.
Tracy, whatever you want to call Aya. Yeah.
Oh, it's her real name's Tracy.
Yes, it is.
She must be amazing.
So, Jaylen, where can the people find you if they want to keep up with you and all the things you're doing?
On Twitter, my Twitter handle is Jaylen_Moore. JAYLEN_Moore, MOORE. Or on Instagram, Jaylen1118. Why? Because that's my birthday. Don't be afraid to send me gifts. Or say like, "What up, Jay? Happy birthday!" on November 18th. JAYLEN1118.
Be careful with that. You're going to start getting blood. Yeah.
This is a very shameless plug. My wife's probably watching going like, "What the?" And then on Facebook, if you look up, I have a fan page, Jaylen Moore.
Very, very cool.
Get some more Jaylen Moore.
I see what
Thank
you
you.
did.
Donald's looking out for me like that.
He already gave himself a shameless plug. You got to keep plugging it.
Hey, I can't help
you.
Your
Guys
last
are
name's
awesome.
Moore. You're just asking for it.
Stop.
Get some more.
Just stop it. Stop it.
Well, we aren't going to get that much more because it was a really big episode for you tonight. But someone's a little heartless. You get that high?
Oh, that was a good boom.
I'm so sorry. Let me get my hand there.
Boom, dude. I'm stuck by a wire. I can't make it.
I thought it was good. I tried.
There's rumors.
Outpunned me in the middle.
There's rumors of what?
Well,
Little birdies
might have a twin brother. I don't know.
We're looking at little Vampire Diaries.
Yeah.
The other people.
I'm excited for that.
Sorry, just before we get started, because Jaylen told me this off camera, that he might have a little something in his pocket right now that might make it difficult for him to talk right now.
A daylight ring?
Did you steal something from the set?
What is it?
When I was on set, so first of all,
Is it Elijah's retainer?
It's Elijah's retainer. I was like, Elijah. I was like, Daniel, give me your retainer so I can wear it, please. And he's from New Zealand. He's like, mate, no problem. I'll give you my retainer. So no problem.
Oh, I want to hear him speak in that voice.
Make sure the camera's off me for the second. And then,
Okay, all right, we're on to me. Hello, and this is what's happening in the meantime. All right. I actually want the camera
Let me
on
see.
you. Okay.
So when Mohinder came out and had to bite, Marcel.
Oh wow, his
Are
are
those
so
your
much
teeth?
better than ours.
And he can
Wow.
speak with them in.
These are the real ones.
Oh my
that-
God, you stole
and
them.
I spoke. Now I got to take them out so I can actually talk to you. No, let's leave them in. I spoke to the guy that made them, and he said, you know what? There's a rumor. We'll see if Mohinder or a twin brother comes back. So they want me to make sure I don't break these, but they let me take them because they're awesome. And I talk with a lisp, so you wouldn't want to wear these.
Do you wear them often?
Always.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm like, check it out. I go out in public. I'm like Starbucks. I'm like, hey, Mohinder. No.
Wait, let me ask you, are you going to wear them then for
They're pretty
Halloween?
awesome, though. They actually were longer when they made them for me, and the process of them making these fangs, they're gonna get so mad it makes them telling their secrets. It's like if you ever gone to a dentist and had like a molding of your teeth taken, they basically do that because they have to get the exact cast of your teeth, and the guy's like, listen, when you put it in, it dries, and like after a minute, and then I have to kind of tug a little, do you have any loose teeth? I'm like I know if I have any loose teeth. I don't know. I mean, I think they're all good.
Yeah.
I believe they're all intact.
they're all there.
So he did the thing, and then literally when the time came to take the impression out, he's like, we should go to the sink. I'm like, what? And I had all this like clay and whatever it is in my mouth. I'm like, what are you telling me right now? He's like, no problem. Let's go to the sink. I'm like, why are you sweating, bro? But remember, all this was said like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So we go to the sink and he had to get warm water, and like, and he gets the impression out. Luckily, it didn't harm any of my teeth.
But
we got this awesome mold of vampire teeth, and the fangs were actually longer, but the network wanted them a little shorter.
Because?
For some reason, it's vampire protocol.
Uh-huh.
But from my understanding,
It needs to be up to
when you're
regulation.
from India, you have long fangs.
Well, if you're
If your name is
Mohinder, you should have
Mohinder,
long
they're like
fangs.
Mohinder. They're long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they got shaved down a little bit. But they let me keep them, which was awesome. And they told me specifically, please do not break them because...
We might be seeing you again.
So every single person that goes on the show that needs fangs has to go through that process?
Yes, they do.
Wow.
Yeah, no, they're really cool. They're expensive. These are nice.
It seems like it.
Who wants to buy them?
I kind of thought maybe you would
I'll
bring
I'll
some
try
for
one.
us.
I'll give you
know?
$10.
My friend Tommy right here wants them. He's like, dude, I got $5 in bourbon. I'm like, perfect.
Yeah, you got a lot of friends. You're rolling squad deep tonight.
Dude,
you
I'm
came
like
positive.
entourage. Vinny Chase,
Look.
me +2.
Yeah.
Like Jaylen is a diva. I don't know if you guys have realized that yet, but he's kind of demanding and very diva-like.
Oh, when he demanded his own TV for the viewing party before this, I knew that.
He
was
did.
what happened.
Yes, for all the people watching, we had to view this all together with headphones. First of all, they made me wear headphones. I was
Yeah.
like, where's the surround sound with Bose speakers? Secondly, they did have popcorn though, and the popcorn was warm. Therefore, I was like, if the popcorn's not warm, I'm not going to eat it. So yes, the diva vampire did come out.
Yes.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I don't really know.
Right.
All right, guys, as fun as this has been so far, I feel like it is time to get into the episode. Let's break it down, starting a little bit with one of the ships that is polarizing across the table. Of course, I'm talking about Elijah. I couldn't even get through without Katie raising her hand over there. I know she has something to say. Katie, what's up?
I love them. I mean, you can totally see the chemistry. You can see it when they're standing next to each other. I gotta take these out, but they feel stuck on my teeth, so I gotta work on it.
Okay, all right, we'll
Wait,
switch. We'll switch
I
to
know,
Donald.
I have
to work on
something
that.
to say
Use
about
warm
that.
water,
They'll
they'll come right off.
And a little scrub. I have to say that there is chemistry, but it's all coming from Elijah's side. Like, he's looking at her, like, oh, with his eyes. We all know what those eyes look like. And also, being a man about it. Why is it every time... Sorry, I gotta stop screaming because the microphone is right here. Why is it that every time he has to say something talking to her, it's facing away from her while she's like changing. Like when at the dress, when he loved her, or like when he said, "Does Jackson know about this adventure we're on?"
Dude,
you can't even look her in the face and say anything.
It's his style. He
It
has
is
to
his
say
style.
important things when she's changing.
I know.
Think about Elijah's tactic.
This is tactic.
Just said the answer.
That is,
Okay.
but that's my problem. Is he's not looking her in the face and telling her as a man, what's up?
He's not my problem. He's not my problem in tonight's episode. It's her. She's leading him on, and I find it to be very inappropriate and aggressive. She loves her husband. She all of a sudden is like having crazy raw sex with him at the gym or whatever, like pushing him
that
off
was
against
good.
the wall.
I didn't see any raw sex, but it was
No, she's
hot.
talking about last week.
Last week at the gym, I don't think he like had a.
She's talking about Jackson and Haley. She's talking about Jaylee right
I
now.
was talking about Elijah.
No, I'm talking about Jaylee. Last week, I said her husband.
No, yeah, you're right.
She
Yeah,
she
yeah.
has a husband. They're at the gym. She's sleeping with her husband. They're intimate. They seem to love each other. And now she's going with Elijah. I doubt she even told Jackson, which is so inappropriate.
She didn't. I think it was implied that she didn't say anything to Jackson, but there was something there before her and Jackson were her and Jackson.
But she's married. But she is married. That's a choice she made. So I agree.
for her
It's not that I
pact
don't
too.
see the chemistry. I see the chemistry, but it bothers me.
I would have to say I agree. I see the chemistry, but it does bother me. And you know how much I love Elijah, and you know how much I love Haley. I just don't think they should be together.
Well, you guys all know
Oh,
what bothers
come
me.
on, Debbie Downer.
I mean,
They
you
so
know.
need to be together.
Do
Are
you
kidding me?
believe that? Oh wow!
Thank you
Look
so
at that
much.
chemistry. First of all, working with them and seeing the chemistry on set. Come on, buddy.
They have a lot of chemistry on set.
All right, talk to us a little bit about that. So,
So
on
good.
set, behind the scenes, what are they like together?
Well, definitely they're friends. I mean, you see the playfulness that everybody has. The cast is really close, and they're all very warm. They took me in right away. They're like, "Dude, you're part of the family. Welcome. Thank you." And I was like, "Great." And even Charles and Elijah both, or Daniel, Marcel and Elijah both were like, "Dude, welcome." Like, dude, don't be like my best friend because I have to fight you later, man. Come on. But seeing the chemistry between him and Phoebe is her real name.
Haley.
I was Haley. I'm just so used to roles. It's great. First of all, they're phenomenal actors, but seeing it just match up on screen. Even I told the director of that episode I did, and the executive producer Matt Hastings, I was like, you know what? There's something going on over there. Shall we explore it in the upcoming episodes? And he looked at me. He said, "Are you a writer now or an actor?" And I said, "Both."
Yeah.
But,
I can
anyway.
just see the chemistry. Well, I'm sure
Have
Katie's
you not
happy
seen
to
it?
hear that.
I am.
There's so much there.
And
It's
I-
in the eyes.
Yeah, and I believe it when you say you see it in person because we
Yes.
see it in on screen when we watch it.
Yeah, Tia, I want to give you a chance to talk a little bit about Elijah.
Elijah is cool, whatever, but like I agree with Roxy in the sense that Haley was making me mad because she does string Elijah along, so I feel bad for him because everyone knows that I love me some Jackson, and it doesn't necessarily be that I need Jackson with Haley. I just need everyone to acknowledge that he's a good guy, and Haley is doing both of these guys kind of wrong because she's tugging at both of their hearts and stringing them both along, and it's not fair to Elijah or Jackson what she's doing right now.
Not to mention the people that really just want her to end up with Klaus. Therefore, she's still flirting with the. All right, what's going on over here in the corner?
There's some comments
chat,
on that
the
board that I
chat.
turned around.
So what's going?
Somebody hollered and said Tristan's gay. And,
Well, now they're saying Tristan is bisexual.
Well, they thought that Tristan was bisexual for a couple weeks now. They've been rooting for
Yeah.
that.
Let me
Also,
tell you something about Tristan. He's pretty manly. This guy, from what I've witnessed, he's like, Mohinda, come here, let me show you something. A couple of things that I know about these women. And I'm like, dude.
that actually
we're not-
sounds like a really good Tristan.
I was
accent.
like, his name is, we call him Ollie. And I'm like, Ollie, we're not filming. He's like, I know, but I got to talk to you. Come here, let me show you something. I'm like, okay. I'm like, Ollie, I'm married. He's like, doesn't matter. Come here, you're married, you're not dead. I'm like, okay, I'm listening now. I am the best wingman. I don't think Tristan's gay. Just saying.
I've seen some pretty manly gay guys, so maybe he is. Oh, but you are talking about women. So he could be bisexual. But that means he could still be bisexual.
Maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know.
He could still be bisexual.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly about Tristan.
Well, I mean, this is his personal life, so.
No, I'm talking about not the actor. I'm talking about the character.
Actual character.
Yeah, I think that's what
Tristan.
people are talking about, the character.
No, they're talking about the character.
Yeah.
I think Tristan is maybe he just doesn't have time for any of that. he's so obsessed with power.
Ain't nobody got time for
He ain't
that.
got no time for women, men, animals, whatever. He just needs to get power. That's what I think.
I think he's weirdly obsessed with his sister, though, too.
Yes, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna
Yes.
get all to his
There
sister.
is something about that, and Elijah talked about that at the end of the episode.
Right,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Aurora, and she's beautiful, so I'm like, Tristan, what's going on? I'm like,
She is beautiful.
as Mohinder, I was like, hey, Tristan, Aurora, she's single. What up? And then he pulled my heart out. Oh my god!
But she wasn't even back yet.
It's a little-
That's probably why he pulled your heart out.
Yeah,
It's a little
messed up.
incestual for me. I think that I have a bigger problem with incest than I do even with cheating on your married spouse person. So
kinda like
you know,
incest with it,
none of
right?
this is healthy relationship status right now.
Yeah.
We have even less healthy relationships across the board, though, because Haley and Elijah aren't the only ones who are going to this party. We also have Klaus that's crashing this party with Lucien, who. So they hate each other, they love each other. He sired him. Now they're frat boys. What just happened?
Well, I mean, go ahead.
Oh, Katie was talking.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. I just don't think that Klaus is really trusting Lucien still. He's pretending that he's on his side so he can get what he wants, which is to see something from Alexis. And I just feel like I don't trust Lucien. I don't like him still.
Oh, okay, Donald, how
I
you feeling?
really don't like him. I'm so sorry. I was kind of in, I was out, I was kind of all over the place. But after this episode, I really don't like him. I think Klaus is just, keep your enemies closer. There's nothing good about him. He's got some really creepy, weird vibe. And, every time he talks, I can't even make my mouth look like the way he does it. But, great actor because I really don't like him.
We need to
When he
keep
goes, Tristan! Tristan! You mean that one?
Yes, exactly like that, actually.
Yeah,
Here's what we have to keep in mind, though. We have to remember that Tristan has to look out for... Lucien has to look out for Klaus's best interest. Period. End of sentence. Because if Klaus dies, he dies. So we can say we don't like him, but I don't really feel like we can say we don't trust him.
I feel like his intentions are clear that he wants to protect Klaus because if Klaus dies, he dies. So, of course, he wants Klaus to live, but it's a matter of what is he hiding from Klaus? What's the more to the story? Because we heard tonight that they want Marcel to be part of the Strix allegedly so that they can end this war. We still don't know how this war got started, how it's going, who's on what sides. We don't know where Rebecca's sire line is in all of this. So
just watch the behavior of Lucien. It's kind of like he's living in his father's shadow kind of thing. He's planning something secretive that he really wants to do. He can't. It's I love him, but I can't kill him kind of thing, because if he dies, I die, but yet I want to start my own legacy, but yet I'm in his shadow. It's this whole soap opera kind of thing that he's stuck. And, he has that thing that he needs to be validated, he needs to be acknowledged. And that actor, Andrew, who played that role, he brings that forth in every scene for Lucien. He's awesome. Both of them are.
I think he's definitely hiding something from Klaus with this, but you can't trust him because I'm worried about Elijah and Rebecca and their sire lines as well. That's a great point you brought up, Tiona, about him. Who said that to Marcel? I guess it was Aya said to Marcel that we want to end this war. And that's what Tristan's game is. I don't even know if that's true, but if that's true,
No
then
way.
who wants the war? Lucien? Lucien wants this war somehow. He wants his...
I think that Lucien does want this war.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say I have a crazy prediction.
Right.
I wish there was a timestamp for that one. But anyways, so I do think that he has Klaus' best interest for now. Because when he got bit from the wolf bite, he had an antidote, which nobody else has. Nobody else knows about. Nobody knows what that was. And he even told Klaus, I've got people working on things that you can't even think of. Which is, to me, breaking my sire bond with you so you can go get killed and I could give up. Because it doesn't matter. I'm my number one.
He's
so I think that's what's
sketchy,
going on right
though.
now. I know.
Yeah.
Keep your person, keep Klaus close because you're going to try and get yourself unsired from him.
So do you think it is a thing that you can break sire lines?
We didn't know it was a thing that you could heal wolf bites without Klaus's blood, so
that's
the
okay.
hybrid bite. So I think that it could happen.
Here's the thing. I think you're onto something because we see in the show all the time, loophole after loophole, they are making their own rules. So when you can make your own rules because you're a TV show, then you can make a rule.
Oh yeah,
all
you
of a sudden,
can. Oh yeah, you can.
Yeah, all of a sudden
Well,
somebody
they make
just
their
break
own
free.
rules, but they still stay in the parameters of
His sandbox.
vampires.
know.
Of the
Sandbox.
Of the vampire werewolf sandbox.
Yes.
We call it the sandbox because Michael
Michael-
Narducci came on our show and he always refers to it as a sandbox.
And his
So
toys.
yeah, we're staying in the sandbox, absolutely, but that doesn't mean we can't play with the toys that are available. And one of the toys is that if we want to decide there's all of a sudden a thing that can break sire lines, then that's a toy that we're
Yeah,
going to
he
use.
is making new toys.
Yeah, all of the time. So I think that you're onto something. Yes. I just don't know exactly what it will be. And bringing Freya into all of this is a whole new element, because Freya with her, Freya and I got that shared wig thing going on tonight. I really was relating to my girl over there. But she's coming in and Lucian's flirting with her and like trying to hit on her. Don't you have other things to do? Didn't we just talk about nobody has time for that? Why are you hitting on Freya
Well,
right
he
now?
has time for that.
I think Lucian
has
hits on
time.
anything.
Why is it
always hit
time?
on women.
I
You
love
need that
her
guy in the
response.
show. He's that dude. He's
He is
like the
that
Will
dude.
Smith of like the originals. He's like, hey, what's up, girl? And then like, boom, there they are. And then, oh, I gotta go kill somebody. Oh, wait, hey, come here. Hey, that's him.
He's the Will Smith of the originals.
Did you
I
call
like
Will
that.
Smith the originals?
He's,
Wow.
he's like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air of the originals.
Getting
Like
jiggy with
character.
I kind of feel it.
That's what I think.
What did you guys think about Freya in
Will
tonight's
Smith.
episode?
I'm worried about her. I'm
Uh,
sorry, I spoke.
No, go on.
I'm worried about Freya. I think that she did come into this looking for family, and I've, we struggle with trusting her a little bit, but I was more on the trusting her side last season, and I feel bad for her. I hope that she doesn't get buried alive, like in that vision. I don't know if we can trust these visions anyway. I don't know this Alexis girl.
Especially if the visions have been
I don't know
poisoned.
this Alexis
girl.
Who is this Alexis girl? I agree with you though, but you know what? I've never had a problem trusting Freya,
Yeah.
and I just want to tell you, point out 2 times. 'Cause I know there's probably at least one, but point out 2 times that she's lied to us or done us wrong or led us the wrong way. Okay, Tiana, point out 2 times.
I'm
I feel like I'm putting 15 of them out.
season
What?
2.
When? When?
The whole
The
season.
whole season.
No.
It was her withholding information from her siblings
About
and
Dahlia.
about Dahlia, not telling full truth.
But what happened in the end? They all lived.
That's not the question that
That's
you
not the
first
question you
asked.
asked.
Okay, that's true, but what I'm trying to say is, unlike Klaus, where did Freya hurt people?
She didn't lie. She just withheld truth because
Yeah.
she was trying to figure out the best way to go about Aunt Dahlia. That's what was
That's-
happening.
yeah.
Then the argument can be made that Klaus just doesn't tell people his full plan. He just goes off script in his mind. He knows what the end goal is. He's just not going to tell you
He
what
stabs
it
and he
stabs.
kills and he murders.
He didn't do that
and
tonight?
Yeah, you're right. Tonight.
Here's
he
how I'm
didn't, so-
feeling,
You're
and
right.
you guys tell me if you feel differently. But I never
will.
felt like this about Freya in the past season. This season, especially in this episode, I felt like she was the Bonnie of the originals. She's trying to help everybody else out. Obviously, I'm pulling from the Vampire Diaries. She's not trying to look out for herself. She's coming over. She's always babysitting. She's the resident witch here.
Or she's out partying and drinking and no
Which
one
I
knows her
absolutely
whereabouts.
love. She's always at that
She was
slushie
out
machine.
partying and drinking, and then she got called in to find
Yeah.
her,
Yeah.
Well, when you don't have Davina on your side, you got to have another witch on your side, and she's just stepped in right to where Davina was, because Davina was the one they called. Now it's Freya. Freya should be a lot more stronger though, and I do get the sense that she's weaker this season. And I don't like it.
I'm just confused by it. Where was this transition, and why all of a sudden she's out partying every second, and then when she's not partying, she's going to do this? Is she sad? Is she suppressing something? What's going
Living her
on?
life.
It was a buildup of trusting her over these last, this little summer break, whatever. They've been trusting her. She's been around. She's, been there to watch Hope. So I think they're more trusting now.
What
Don't
about
take your eyes off
tonight?
of Freya. There's something that's coming up. You'll see.
I agree, because tonight I feel like she's been drinking, she's been partying, she comes back, and tonight she sucks somebody in the face.
Yeah.
But let's not remember.
awesome.
But let's remember the good times. She did.
Oh,
she's
Michael
doing
said-
yoga. She's centered. She's meditating. If you're practicing yoga, you're in a pretty good place. I think.
I
You know?
think Aurora would disagree with you.
Well, I think
She was doing some yogi stuff over there. Hey, okay, so Freya does, though. She sucks somebody in the face. They hit the ground. That person is Alexis, who claims to be able to see all 1,000 outcomes. I feel like she didn't see that one coming. So if she can't tell, if this girl can't tell that she's about to get socked in the face, how am I supposed to believe she knows that a murder's about to take place?
Well, she couldn't see her own murder.
Right,
Aurora
she-
came and killed her. She had no idea.
Yeah, she saw nothing. So I'm feeling like, Alexis, you're full of crap. Like, you got poisoned, and that poison is making you see visions that aren't actually happening, so I don't believe a word you
Isn't
said.
there a rule
Yeah.
with witches though, and like those type of shows where they can see everyone else's death, but they can't see their own.
Maybe.
I do feel like she's been
Remember
locked
Hocus
up.
Pocus? That's what I just.
I just watched that movie yesterday.
Just say it.
That was pretty legit. That was pretty legit reasoning there.
Come on.
Yeah.
Argue with it.
And
Over here, no there.
Yeah, and I just feel that Lucian has her locked up. Well, not locked up, but in his apartment, kind of focused on Klaus and Klaus's lines and the Michelson family. So she's not looking at herself; she's focused on these other people's lives and outcomes.
But she says in that room, I've already seen all 1,000 ways this can go. And Freya's like, did you? Boom. She
I think
was
it was more of a
focusing.
reflex. Like she got like Tourette's. She was like, "Did you?" Bam.
And I would say, like, if that was her reflex, Freya's pretty down. I love her. I love the girl.
Yeah.
I think it's also because stalking someone is not normally in Freya's nature. So she acted out of her character's natural nature and punched someone, so you're not going to see that coming.
Right? So I think that if she can't see that coming, she's not seeing a lot of things coming. And what she's predicted is that Klaus is going to die. That's now out there. We know which brother is getting taken down.
No.
It's Klaus.
Wait, do we
That
know
response.
by who?
No, we don't know by who.
No.
But also, what do you mean no?
No, because so many people have been turned by Klaus, including the entire Vampire Diaries show.
So,
Oh! Yes! Didn't think about that.
so we went from no to yes. What just happened?
No, I'm just saying, oh no, yes, it's no. That's what I'm saying.
I'm still confused.
I by no means am saying Klaus is going to die. I'm saying this chick predicted that
She's
he's going to
basically
die.
saying if Klaus dies, then the originals, the Vampire Diaries, die.
Right, which
Yeah.
is why I don't believe this girl is
Yeah.
seeing the future. I think she's been poisoned
She
and
does
seeing.
see it, but she sees it in the year 2025.
God, she's so not useful. She's like kind of useful. Like I need to see what's happening tomorrow.
I'm just saying.
I really do.
Did anybody feel bad for her a little bit tonight?
Yes, she's being used.
No.
No.
I'm getting a bunch of
Oh,
no's.
whoa.
Oh.
Why am I getting a no?
Mohinder, excuse me?
Yeah, Mohinder says
Mohinder
no. I
said
do
no.
not feel bad for her. No, because let me tell you why, man. Well, no. Okay, listen.
You're like, I can't say that. Can't say
I
that.
can't say. What can I say? If you go back and watch the episode, just look at the character's behavior. Look who she is. She's the type of girl that's lost, or she feels entitled, or maybe like, oh, well, I'm this, and I see the future, but then, oh wait, no, and now I need help. Well, I don't need your help, and now I'm that. She's too. schizophrenic
She's
for me.
wishy-washy
She's too
with her
wishy-washy.
her alliances.
So-
it was like as soon as she saw fault in
Yeah,
Lucian and
exactly.
Klaus, it was, oh, let me run over to the other
When
side.
she got
and
socked, I'm not gonna lie. Even being on set, I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you all right? That was a good stunt fall."
Absolutely.
I could see that.
Put it that
You know.
way.
I felt when she got socked, I felt like she deserved it. But what happened to her in the end, getting poisoned, I did feel a little bad for her, and I was also surprised by who did it. I wasn't picturing that. I mean, I was confused even in this scene, but you guys said that Tristan admitted to Elijah that he did it.
That's okay. I just want to say I was a little bit confused because the way Tristan worded it and the way he said it, it was like, well, this is why she had to die. He wasn't surprised. He didn't say anything else. But then they didn't show any interaction between Aurora and Tristan before to suggest that Tristan would know that Aurora did it, but then she was dressed in at the party. So I think we're going to see things that happened at the party that we didn't see maybe next week because there's stuff that happened that we didn't see. And part of it is Aurora and Tristan being shady together.
And part of it is that Mohinder has a second heart.
Yeah,
Or he's just saying to Elijah that he did it to make it seem as though he was in
Oh,
control
knows
of
what's
that
going on.
situation.
Klaus
But-
does that stuff all the time. Claims that he did something that he didn't do.
Well, what's weird is the reason why he did it, he said that the visions were too vague, so you can't trust them. And she just had to go, and it was going to confuse Lucian's mind. But how does he know that the visions are too vague? Is he seeing visions too? I mean, has he done it before?
Yeah.
I feel like him and Lucian were maybe working together at some point, or Lucian was sharing the information with him at some point before things got bad. But
He sucked
with
off of her tonight. He ate her blood tonight. Definitely. That's why he knew.
Tristan did?
Yeah, Tristan must have. If he's got her at this party, you don't think he's going to suck some blood?
We'll see what I saw in that scene where Tristan admits to it.
Wait, little appetizer?
Yeah, I heard him say something along the lines of he was saying, yes, her visions are vague and all that stuff, but he said, the only option left was to get rid of her, which isn't a full admission of guilt if you're taking it up in a court of law. He's posing a hypothetical almost. So where I do think that his sister and him are working together, because from what we saw at the end of last week's episode, he got a voicemail saying, "I'm on my way to you."
Wait a second.
Are they working together?
This chat is saying exactly what I thought.
No, he didn't admit to it.
No,
he
not
didn't
that.
admit to it, but he didn't deny it either.
Hold on. It says Tristan denied doing it. That's one person. Then Daria says Tristan denied it, but said it's no big deal to him. He doesn't know Aurora is there. I thought that he was denying it also.
He literally denied it. He posed it as that would be the best strategy to get rid of her, but he never said I did it.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. But he
never
just
said
talked
he did
about it as if it was casual.
He went down the list of
I
things.
do think you said something interesting where he was saying that the visions were vague, and if he did say that, then he must have had some contact with this girl or must have known her over a period of time to know that the visions weren't getting clearer. And if that's the case, I do think that Lucien and Tristan at some point were working together, and maybe it was because they wanted to unsire themselves and then they started going after each other, and now they're just going to try and kill the other one before the other one does it.
Maybe.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, maybe.
Well, maybe you should be a writer for the show, because it sounds like you just solved the formula.
I did it last season, so I'm not going to lie.
He makes the best predictions. It's really good.
And a lot of times they don't come out, but it doesn't matter.
Coven in the chat just asked a question that I've been wanting to know too, and it's why did Haley and Elijah drink Alexis's blood together? That didn't make sense to me. Like, it's not going to be Klaus. You're going to have Haley in there?
Well, they said that the weapon couldn't be explained. It had to be seen when asked what the weapon was that killed Klaus, and then she summoned those two over there. So I feel like they have something to do with Klaus's downfall in her vision.
Yeah, but if I was Klaus, I would have been like, Haley, get away. Like, that's my spot. I guess he thought he could go second, but he couldn't.
It's probably because Klaus can't see his own future. So he's got to.
Why can't he see his own future?
Because that's the rule.
No.
But that's our sandbox?
That's our sandbox.
I don't know, but usually Klaus has something to say when something's about to happen. And every single moment in previous seasons, he's always like, no, this is my thing, or this is blah, 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 blah. But he just freely let Haley and Elijah walk up there and chew. And it was interesting. It was weird to me.
It was.
Talk about it, Donald.
I'm transitioning in.
I was trying to be supportive, like, yeah, Roxy, get into it.
I keep trying to pick a fight with this kid, but you can't. He's just like the most supportive sweetheart.
I know.
I'm trying.
Yeah, the party.
I could be Klaus, and he just won't fight back with me. All right, so I appreciate.
Because I'm Elijah.
I appreciate the support. I'm not dealing with that. I'm only talking to you. I'm done with the rest of the panel for now. I'm done with them, and I want to talk about this party because at first you kind of are just like there. You won't shake the hand. We're thinking you might just be a little cold.
The strong silent type.
That was so rude. First of all, I'm older than Marcel.
That's true.
So you don't have to shake people's hands that you're younger than?
For this peon who has to prove himself to me, to come talk to me.
Okay, but
try to put his hand out.
After we learn what happened, I figured you didn't shake his hand because you didn't want to seem suspicious for taking the ring. How could the one person that didn't touch his hand have taken his ring?
Exactly.
Very clever, sir.
There's also ego to that too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I saw it as. I was like, oh. Like, it adds to your mystique and how powerful you are when you're going to find them.
Mohinder taught Aya everything she knows, and then she's like, this is my mentor, Mohinder. And then here I am, and then this guy's like, hey, what's up, bud? So it would be a sign of weakness for me to put my hand out to extend it and shake his.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially because he's not initiated into the Strix yet. You know what I mean? So that was kind of the purpose of that action. But also, yes, you are correct. That's like the bonus answer is the fact that we did take his ring. And if I were to extend my hand, then he would think right away that it was me. But no, we all saw that it was Aya who then handed it to me.
But he did put the pieces together. Was anybody surprised that Marcel was able to figure this out, or is this typical Marcel fashion?
I mean, I don't think I doubted that he would figure it out. Did I think he had figured it out at that moment? No. But I had
How many of us here knew it was Mohinder?
Oh,
sorry.
That's right. That's the universe
Raise
saying
your
no.
hand. No,
Don't blame
no.
me.
You didn't know it.
I didn't know.
Can I tell you what? In all fairness, I don't think I would have known it was Mohinder if we hadn't booked him as a guest tonight. Because it was like I knew there was more to you in this episode, and it was going to be a big episode for you. But at first I was just like, all right, this is a guy who didn't shake the hand. Who took his ring though? And then I'm like, oh well, he's here. He must be a bully of some sort. So
bully.
then I figured out, yeah, he bullied him. He took his ring.
I was not a bully. I'm a victim. I got my heart taken out of
You
me.
did,
Yeah, but you were plotting against them.
Obviously for good reason. Like we're
was
but
I?
look how easy we are, fast and easy we are to trust Tristan. Whatever he said.
I'm not.
No, but I don't trust Tristan. Even if
Don't
even
club
if
me
it
in your
was,
we.
Oh yeah, you're right.
even if it was plotting against.
Look how fast she
whoa,
is.
whoa, whoa! Even if it was plotting against the brothers and sisters, whatever, I don't think it would have been something so serious. I think Tristan's just. I think he's kind of crazy, and I think he may take drastic measures.
Well,
I kinda think
Let me
Mohinder-
tell you this much: you're wrong. Let's just say there is stuff being developed and written in for this show that there is a plot and storyline that is being created against the Strix. This goes down to thousands and thousands of years of history within the sandbox of the show. And Mohinder happens to be connected to that, which is why I said there's a rumor, in
Maybe
this type of
flashbacks.
world, even though your heart's taken out, who knows?
Well, this is what I'm saying. I think Mohinder maybe had not been at fault, more so as he knows too much.
I want to take a step back for a second because I need to. Was that your rewind?
That was taking a step back. That was me taking a step back.
That was like a screeching halt. I
like
said step back. See, I'm still trying to pick the
Awesome.
fight, but he just won't. He's like, okay. All right, so here's my question to you guys because I want to know your opinion. In general, how are you feeling about the Strix right now? Are you thinking this is a cool secret society that we can trust? Are you thinking that they are the big bad of the season collectively? How do we feel?
I like that we learned that they were started by Elijah.
Yeah, but it makes total sense too because they all have the same demeanor as Elijah.
Yeah.
Although-
And Klaus, when he walked in and said, "Oh, a room full of Elijahs," like that was a great line.
I honestly think they're terrible and awful, and
too.
I couldn't want to be a part of them any more than I absolutely do
Somebody
because
You do.
they are
Throw it in right
fantastic.
I wanted to be a part of them so
Right?
much. I was like, where do I apply to this
yes.
club?
Oh my god,
No,
yes.
no.
Who do I have to kill to get in here?
Done.
Seriously,
Done.
done. Point.
Roxy.
You?
You have to kill Roxy.
Roxy, aw. It was nice though.
Wait, right before that, Donald goes, "You," and points right
I
at me
did-
and is
I
like,
did-
"Hey, I'll kill you." I say
I
Roxy, and he
did.
goes, "Oh no, I can't kill Roxy."
No, I said it was
Thanks,
nice
Donald.
knowing you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I said I would kill. To
Yeah,
be in the
he'd kill me.
Strix?
I'd be done. Here's
Over
the
here,
thing.
watch. Cute. No,
He just knows that I would kill him first.
absolutely.
So,
Let's go for it. What?
Jeremy said the Strix are boring. Let me tell you, bro.
Oh,
There's
boring.
a lot happening.
No.
The Strix are not boring.
They're not
There's something
boring.
coming for you.
They're well composed, and they definitely are elite.
We
That's
also-
what makes them crazy, being all well composed. Like, cool, it looks fun to be at this nice party with masks and all the elite and whatever, but these people are crazy.
Oh my god, my heart's
Guys,
beating because it's so
guys,
exciting. I
the
love it.
Strix is the Illuminati. Do you realize
Yes.
that?
yeah, totally.
Yes.
Like they are the Illuminati.
And
They
Jay-Z,
are. They have
Beyonce are in
actors,
charge.
politicians. Like they have a very elite circle here, and we even found out that they might have something to do with JFK's killing. Like that.
Wait, did they legit say that? Or did
well,
you
they
say
said,
that?
"Do you know who killed JFK?"
Marcel
Like,
said that.
yeah, was
It
one of the
was
things.
Aya.
So
yeah, listen.
or Mohinder.
Or Mohinder's twin.
I'm sitting here
I
thinking
am
that this
1,000
is.
years old.
Yeah, you are. And this is the coolest, most elite club ever that has never let in a member from another sire line. And today, we decide is the day that we want a member from not just Elijah's sire line, but we're going to Klaus's sire line with Marcel. Katie, what's up, girl?
I think that they are they think there's a weakness in Marcel, and that's why they're bringing him in because this war is happening. They want a war.
Oh, what's a bigger red flag and more self-serving than picking up somebody from the other sire line and saying, "Oh, you're the first one, and let's bridge a gap"? No, I don't believe it.
Tiona, I
No.
want to hear your thoughts on this.
I say if you're going to do that, why Marcel? Marcel right now is in a very vulnerable place because he feels like he's being outcast from his family because the Michelsons keep
Family.
dismissing him and treating him like he's not part of the in crowd. So you have someone who's already vulnerable and they're feeding into that. And so getting him to come over, they think it could help their side, but ultimately I trust Marcel. right now that he is thinking of Klaus, because like he told Klaus, if you die, I die. So of course I have your back. Let me go in here and be kind of your spy for them.
I want to hear, Jaylen, what are your thoughts on this entire situation of us bringing Marcel in? How do you feel? Why would your Strix be doing this?
Bring Marcel in?
Yeah.
It's a smart plan. I mean, think about it. You find the weakest link of your enemy. You bring them in, you manipulate them, and then you play fair, and you're like, oh, well, no, all we want is peace. What you're basically doing is Tristan's smart. He's infiltrating the other side. He's going to use Marcel. He's going to use Aya to use Marcel to find out information on what he needs from the other side to then make his strike when he feels it's necessary.
Because are we thinking that the relationship of Aya and Marcel right now is actually going to turn into something?
Did you see the way he looked at her at the end?
But
He is sprung on Aya.
You think?
Of course he is.
I feel like
no,
it's
he's
just
cautious.
Oh,
But he's cautious, but he is definitely curious.
This is why I dropped my tooth.
she just casually dropped the thing.
She's like,
no
sorry, I
worries.
dropped my vampire tooth.
sorry,
Here,
yeah.
you know what? You can have mine from set. Here we go. Done. Boom. Just take these. Right
Don't
there.
do that
Who
because
wants
they're very
these? Let's just throw 'em on
expensive,
eBay.
and
Who
also-
wants these?
Then we're thinking we're not giving him enough credit, and I for one am not. But I kind of want to.
I mean, I trust him that he's going to do the right thing, but I did like Klaus's warning to him that you might not have those intentions, but they can go through you to get to me.
Really
that was a good
important,
one.
and kind of holding the blood back until he said it. Like, your life is in my hand right now, but I'm about to give this to you, and my life is going to be in your hands. So I need you to remember that. It was a really, really interesting moment. I love watching Marcel and Klaus, but I also get nervous because we know that Marcel has felt very aligned with Elijah before. He felt like Elijah was his big bro for so long. Is it possible that at the end of the day, he could end up thinking that Klaus needs to go, even if it means that he himself has to die?
Unless he can jump Striar lines.
Which
can
is what
jump-
Lucian's working on right about now.
You can jump, or you just like cancel out the Sire line.
What do you mean by jump
Alright.
sire lines?
Here's-
I don't know.
Here's what I'm thinking. You just said something that's got my wheels turning. What Lucian must have is some form of not necessarily Klaus's blood, but whatever Klaus's blood can do that can get rid of the wolf bites. Maybe that is an early version of what it would be like to extract Klaus from himself and be able to then get re-sired by another vampire. Like, maybe this is a early
maybe-
medication, the early stages of something.
Like maybe he made that venom thing, the venom.
to emulate Klaus's blood.
But if he pulls Klaus's blood, do you think maybe he'll be the start of his own sire line? Does he want to be his own line?
Potentially.
But what if he's not even using, it's not derived from Klaus's actual blood, but he took it from his own blood that contains part of Klaus's blood because
Right.
Klaus turned him.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's
then
a
was
high
able to
enough
manipulate it, kind of like Jurassic Park, how they found
Are
the
you doing all kinds of
mosquitoes,
scientific
and then
over
they,
here?
they
Yeah.
extracted
They
the
extracted
DNA
DNA.
from the dead mosquitoes, and then they made all these versions of dinosaurs from the
let me
the
go to the
dino
vault.
DNA.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, Jurassic Park.
Epic.
It always is relevant.
Oh,
Just
it
so you
Fits
know.
into every show.
just comes back all the time. Yeah, I think that jumping sire lines could be really interesting. I wonder exactly how they would do it. Is that a prediction or is that a little bit of a spoiler from you?
I don't know.
Sounds like a wild,
Sandbox.
crazy prediction.
Smells like prediction.
Smells like
It's like
skeptical.
prediction.
We're almost at predictions, but we still have to talk about that fight choreography, man. That blew my mind. The scene with you guys.
Man.
All right, what's the deal? Was it all sped up and you did it so slow, or is that how hard was that? It looked unbelievable. One of the best fight scenes we've seen on the show.
We had one very, very long day to rehearse it. There was more of the fight, which I'm actually a little disappointed that they cut. So for you that are watching tonight, know that Mohinder took Marcel and threw him through the skylights. He literally ripped through the roof, like almost the whole roof collapses, and then he falls through another skylight, and then I pick him up and throw him. So that was a really cool part because
Why would they cut
Marcel,
that?
the actor who plays Marcel Charles, was excited because he was on cables and he's like, "Phew," and then his stunt double comes in and it was amazing.
That seems like an expensive shot to cut.
It is. I don't know why they did that, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to it. I was like, here it comes, and then...
When you found out tonight, when you were watching with us?
Yes, tonight. I even did ADR and it was in, so I don't know why the final cut. But
just time. They just didn't have it.
That fight choreography was so the actor that Charles Michael David, who plays Marcel, he's such a great actor and he's a good physical actor, meaning he can get movement. So when they're like, okay, you have X amount of hours to rehearse this. Here we go, and our stunt doubles were there. And as an actor, and I have a martial arts background, so our goal is to always, if we can get this down, we're like, yes, then the director will just keep us in instead of getting our stunt doubles in, right? And so we focus, we learn, and we want to serve the story. We want to please the fans. We want it to be us the whole time. Granted, when there's very dangerous things, you definitely bring in the stunt guys because those guys are the pros. And so,
for this, did we need stunt guys?
For this, to be honest, when we went through the wall, now I'll take it. I told the coordinator David, I was like, "Hey man, let's do this. Pad me up. I'm ready." He's like,
no.
Nope, you're an actor. Let's bring in Dean Grimes. And my son double is a rock star, and this other guy named Nathaniel, who was the double of Charles. But the thing is, once we saw them go through this wall, it's like there's real brick, and then there's other type of soft brick. So you got to know where you're going. And that's when you do leave it up to those professionals, and they really made the show. I mean, all stunties for any type of show or movies definitely make the show, so I definitely always give credit to my stunt guys. But so they take the huge through the brick and mortar type of hits, and then because Charles and I can catch on to the choreography, and we did really fast. That's when we come back in and we go back into the fighting and everything. And they let us go a little further than they would probably other actors.
Right. Well, I could tell that you must have had a background because it was very, very believable. So
that's
job.
actually how I got cast, to be honest.
What happened?
Well, there was this breakdown had come out for this character Mohinder, and from what I understand, it was out for a while, for about a month, and they couldn't find the right actor that they wanted because they wanted an actor that could do fights and some of his own stunts. And from my understanding, I think it was about 30 to 40 days. They were ready to change it to a completely different character, and it turns out, the way this industry works, somebody knew somebody who knew a friend of mine who said, "Have you ever heard of Jaylen Moore? He is an actor, but he has a stunt background, and he is a big martial artist, and he would rock this." So they called and they contacted me, and they said, "Do you mind putting yourself on tape? The director wants to see." He likes your reel and he's impressed, but he wants to see, number one, your acting. And
but doing what? When you put yourself on tape, did you have to
Well, first
chop something?
The first level of putting on, right? Well, I was like, "Bring me out a brick," and I would chop it, and I failed. I was like, "Oh my God, who would do this?" No. The first level of that is I had to put a scene on tape and send it, which was the acting scene. They wanted to make sure I can act. And so, and
Check.
The sides they had given me was not even on the show. They were bogus sides. That was a more intense scene than this. And I was like, man, I did all that hard for this. This is so easy. Don't tell them that. But
don't listen to that.
Don't listen to that. Let's erase that. So the executive producer and director of that episode, Matt Hastings, loved me. He's like, "This guy can act. Now can you do the stunts?" Aside from the real big dangerous stuff, we'll bring in the stunt double. So the stunt coordinator had called me, and I found some old footage of me doing some martial arts and fights from other films and television shows I've done, and also just from the language, the lingo, when I spoke to him and said, "Well, sure, what are we using? Do you have a 4-incher or 7-incher? You want me to go through a wall? Are we doing a 40-inch fall?" He knew right away that I had the experience. And I said,
knowledge.
I told him, I said, "Look, I'm no fool. I'm not going to hurt myself or hurt somebody else. And if what you're asking me to do, if I don't feel comfortable, I will obviously be very transparent and honest and say, you know what, I don't feel like doing this because I don't want to hurt the actor or myself. Let's bring in the other stunt guy." And so if you just keep an open communication and you're able to move and do things, then it'll all work out. So because of that, the coordinator then called the director and said, "Dude, he's in, he can do this." So that's how I got cast.
Did you get to that point ever where you said, "Listen, I'm sorry, I'm not comfortable with this"?
No, I actually wanted to do it. I was like, "No, let's do this. Throw me through that skylight or let me go through that wall." They held me back. They're like, you know what? Dean's here. Let's have him do it. I'm like, fine.
You hear that, guys? Jaylen feels like you're holding him back.
Oh, my God. I really wanted to go through that wall. I really did. And my wife was like, "No, it's okay. Let's just let the stunt doubles do it."
No, I would have wanted to go through the wall, too. I would want to have fun.
However, I have actually...
You wouldn't want to go through the wall?
What do
you
you
can't
have?
really see in the lighting. There's this You couldn't see if you zoomed in, but there's
It's a
this
paper
little
cut.
scar here. I have this paper cut from Staples. I was chopping up headshots and resumes. Why did I turn into a horrible British accent there? I don't know.
It's okay.
I'll share this with you because this is kind of cool that I think viewers should know. When you're filming a physical fight type of scene, so we knew that, like these 2 pads here against the wall, we knew that, this amount of space was the wall that you can go through, and then on the outside of it is a real brick. Mm-hmm. Well, after doing multiple takes to get the shot they wanted from my coverage and from Marcel's coverage, from his POV and my POV, the wall got bigger and bigger because every time I would go through, you'd hit the breakable wall, and then there you go. It got to a point by the last take, the director, Matt Hastings, said, "Do you have one more on you?" I'm like, "Of course I do. I'm here all night for you." I'm so tired. Yes, I do. But hey, as an actor, you're like, whatever. Let's do this, bro. We're in Golden Hour. Let's rock. And as you walk through, I'm like, boom! And I found the real brick.
Oh.
And immediately my hand went, and started bleeding. And I go, but I saved the take. As a professional, you never stop. And I have to admit, I'm not I'm super tough. It hurt. It really hurt. And I immediately felt my hands starting to swell up. I'm like, okay, this is definitely going to hurt. Keep going, Jay. So I keep going and finish the scene, do everything. And immediately when it was done, they called cut. The stunt coordinator and my stunt double ran over, and they're like, all right, I don't care how tough you are. I know that hurt. Let me see your hand. I'm like, no, man, I'm cool. Yeah, it hurts. And then I looked over. It was bleeding, and it's because I found the real brick. Luckily, I didn't break it. It was just a bruise and a scratch, and it became like a contusion on the bone, but it got better later. So the medic just rubbed it up, and the director's like, "You all right?" I'm like, "I'm cool, man. Let's keep going. I'm good." Oh my God, because you don't want to stop production because we had hours, and so if I had really been hurt, obviously I would have been honest and said, "Yes, I'm really hurt, man. I have to stop." But I was capable, and I was, I had the ability to keep going and moving, and we had passed that part, so now we had all the other stuff, and that was fine.
Tiona, what was that you said about a paper cut?
Oh yeah, it's just a paper cut.
Yeah,
that's all it was.
That's
not a brick. Not a brick at all.
What it sounds like to you, paper cut?
Yeah, it was just a little paper cut.
But I will share this one thing that I think is kind of cool because I would love to have heard this if I'm an audience member that loves this show. When we were shooting this, you get one take. When it comes to any big scene, if you ever watch any movie, any TV show, anything, when there's a scene where somebody goes through a wall, you usually get one take unless they have like 1,000 walls built for that. Now, for TV shows like this, they have this is it. This is the one shot. When Mohinder throws Marcel through, if he doesn't go through, he's been instructed to grab him and continue on so he does go through to save the shot. So as we're going, and then I knew that the choreography led to the point where once we go through, we continue the fight in the next room, which you see. So, okay, boom, 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 action. Marcel stunt doubles in. Boom, I throw him through. He goes straight through like an arrow. But the hole is only so big, and I'm realizing I have to go through that. And so for a split second, and I will totally admit this, and even to the director I admitted it, for a split second, it's like Mohinder shut off and Jaylen Moore came because he went through, and I'm like, he made it through. There's a split second where I'm like, he freaking made it through. And I'm like, we're still rolling. And so I drop back in, I go to the wall, and I'm like, okay, showtime, now or never. And instinctively, just based on my experience from acting and stunt roles, I just pounded the wall and broke through it because you wanted to keep going and save the take, which they loved. So I broke through, boom, 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 and then it led to the next scene in the next room. And when they yelled cut before they changed angles, they're like, oh my God. And Matt Hastings ran out, and the producers, first of all, they're like, are you okay? To the stunt double who went through the wall. Yeah. He's like, I'm fine. And then they came to me like, I can't believe you kept going. We were like, on Video Village, keep going, because we know the hole's not big enough. Please break that wall. Yeah. Please break that's what they were saying.
They have no way to tell you that, though.
They have no way to tell me that because they want to save the take. Right. And so luckily I just followed my instincts and I did that. And luckily at that time when I did do that, it was the softer brick until the end when I found the real brick. Yeah. But that's just a story I'd like to share because I thought that was kind of cool, like that experience for that to happen and the way it all came together. And now when I saw the final cut, I was like, nice. I saw what they did keep and what they didn't and what worked. So
I'm really glad you shared that. That's incredible.
Cool.
Yeah, it's something cool I think the viewers would dig, so they understand a little bit on how hard it is when you actually do these physical roles and these parts and this breakaway. It might be breakaway glass that somebody goes through, but it can still hurt you.
Of course. Yeah.
And the breakaway tables, like when I slam Marcel on the table, man, Charles, the real actor who did it, he went for it a few times, and then the stunt double did it, and by the end of the day, man, he had a knot on his head, and he took it like a champ.
Charles did, or the stunt double?
Not Charles. No.
Dang.
Nathaniel did.
Tough.
And he's like, put me in, coach.
Yeah.
He just he went for it to save the take.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's pretty amazing.
It's pretty awesome.
Well, thanks for sharing that with us.
Of
I
course.
want to talk a little bit about, I know we mentioned this earlier, but the Aurora situation, guys, because now when we leave this party, we know everything that's going on, and Aurora is introduced back into our lives, this crazy, crazy chick. I mean, does anybody is anybody looking at her like, oh, this chick's sane? Like, we're fine with her?
She's the worst of them all, and that's why Tristan was keeping her hidden and locked away.
I've just never heard Katie speak this way about people.
The
especially
worst.
Katie, that is so mean.
Especially new characters. It's usually me who's like the pessimist, like, she's new, I don't trust her, I don't know her.
Right.
Katie's over here like...
Aurora is the most manipulative character on the show, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And seeing that, working with her, she's got a thing about her. She's got a charm about her. She's very manipulative. She's very smart and very intelligent. She always has a motive, another plan B going on, or even plan C or D or E, who knows. I would tell the viewers, pay attention and watch every move that she does.
I like her.
Ooh, yeah.
Because of what he just said, or because you
Well,
like her?
everything he just said,
He's like,
I
yes, I
already
love her.
felt about her. And, you know, the crazier the better. And this girl's crazy. And I love everything about her. So
She's crazy.
I'm on her side. Just like when you guys said no Freya, I said yes Freya.
But is she crazy enough to bang her brother and also bang?
Scared for Hope and Haley.
A lot of times I get stressed out and I just think I would move. This is crazy.
Sounds like we're getting to some predictions territory here, so let's get into it.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
All right, let's get into it. So
What does that mean?
You're thinking,
That's our predictions.
what's what mean?
Amazing.
Oh, the sound with the lights. Yeah, that's what we do. It's for Halloween. It's a special.
I love
originally
it.
we used to just do it by like our own hands and our own mouths, and then they finally got some sounds. You know?
Yeah. It was based off of a Donald
Just go.
performance.
Somebody wants a Hot Topic and got some strobe lights.
I love it.
Perfect.
Oh my god!
I kind of am agreeing with what you're saying over there, Tiona, about Hope might be in trouble here, although we know Hope can kind of take care of herself, so you can't be too worried about her.
I mean,
True
I'm
that.
still worried about her because
She's a baby.
she's a baby, and Aurora is very powerful. I mean, I know that we had Aunt Dahlia and stuff last season, but Aurora just seems off her meds. Mm-hmm. So that's an unpredictable type of craziness that you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Vampires aren't on meds.
I mean, she
could be on a
mass
few.
murdered a whole thing of monks. So
She did
I
that.
think she's certainly crazy. I think she's the craziest one of them all. And also, I don't know who set it up there. The chat was going too fast, but a couple people were saying that Hope is the weapon that's going to take down Klaus.
Yeah. Hope's the family member that takes down Klaus.
I hope it's not Hope.
Weapon.
I was waiting for that because I was going to say it. Well
Someone's
done,
gotta
young
say
chap.
Hope about something.
Well done.
My prediction is. Were you done with your predictions?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay, I don't want to be rude.
No, go
My predictions are that. I think that the main goal here is that they want to unlink this. I think they want to unlink the sire lines. And I don't think that the main goal is to kill Klaus and Elijah right now. I think that there's a secondary goal, and I don't think that anyone's saying it. But I think that Aurora's goal could be to kill. And
People
that's
in
where
the
the
chat
problem lies.
are talking about the secondary goal. Maybe somehow Tristan is actually working with Lucien on, and maybe Aurora too, all starting their own sire line. So
Yes.
relinquishing their link.
All right, look,
and
guys.
just being the top.
Sorry to interrupt, but look here. Let me just squash this for you. Think of Aurora as Khaleesi from Game of Thrones.
Okay, so she
Okay.
works alone. She's in this.
Aurora's going to the top. Let's just keep it.
Okay,
Just keep it
Khaleesi,
that.
like Game of Thrones, the one who can do no wrong, who is morally amazing, who stands up for the people.
No, I think he meant like a hot blonde.
Okay.
Well, I also meant
basically.
by gaining power and
Basically.
taking over an empire.
Basically.
Yeah.
keep it
Yeah,
on
okay.
Aurora.
I just
Aurora's
think
got
that
her own
This
agenda.
is a whole nother show, and we can debate this on another
She has
night.
her own agenda.
All right, so you know
Seems
some
like she
stuff,
does.
but I do want to hear any predictions for you or any spoilers you can give us about what we're going to see next week.
Aside from everything that we've already discussed as a group, I think
Good
I've already
teamwork.
dropped enough hits. This is great teamwork. And I'm just going to stick to the fact that there is a rumor that, Mohinder Yeah, you take a guy's heart out, but he is the baddest of, he's like the baddest of baddest when it comes to warriors. I mean, he feeds on the vampire's type of blood, blah blah blah. So just because you pull my heart out, Tristan,
I said
doesn't mean I might not
nothing.
come back for you.
And they said he was like conspiring against them. Maybe he was working with some witches to do something because he knew that they were
Or was I
gonna-
working with Klaus?
Or I don't know. It was just.
I'm not gonna say anymore.
I agree that they made Mohinder too big of a deal, especially bringing up the fact that he feeds off of vampires that he defeats in battle. That was very specific to the type of vampires that he feeds on. They made it too specific for Mohinder to just be gone like that.
And they wanted him dead so bad. There must be a reason. He must be a huge threat. So I agree. I think
Put
we're
it
going to
this
see
way:
more
I
of you.
think if the fans demand an answer,
It'll happen.
they'll get it.
So,
All right, well, that's
No
us,
Mohinder.
and we are demanding. And right now, if you want to demand on Twitter or any other social media,
Or Mohinder.
where can
and
they
you'll see what
find you?
happens. Jaylen_Moore at JAYLEN_Moore MOORE. And I think if you demand with the CW and the originals what's going on with Mohinder, why did all these things happen like you had described, you may get an answer.
Jaylen Moore, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Jaylen.
Appreciate it.
We will spread the rumor that you are coming back, and then it will be true.
Perfect.
Tiona Hobson, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter and Periscope at the Tiona Hobson.
You can find me on Twitter at Katie Campbell. That's Katie with 3 E's Campbell. Instagram at Katie Campbell 13 and YouTube.com/Katie Campbell Online. I have a vlog.
You can find me on Twitter at Tigris Hobbs, or you can find me on Instagram at Donald Romaine.
And you guys can find me at Roxy Striar. You can find us at AfterBuzz TV, AfterBuzzTV.com, YouTube.com/AfterBuzzTV, on iTunes, on SoundCloud, wherever you are. Make sure you leave a comment. We read everything you guys have to say, and we love hearing your thoughts and predictions. Until next week, same time, same place.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.